Testing, testing. Okay, wonderful. Pretty girls, we are back with another Healed podcast. Listen, I can't believe that I'm about to tell y'all this story right now, but we got to know if we dealing with warlocks out here. I don't know if y'all know, but warlocks are on an all-time high out here. They are, most men play in witchcraft. Blame it on the music, blame it on the systems, Ebby, I don't care who you blame it on, but that's what's going on out here. And today, pretty girls, I'm going to tell y'all a story about how I was dating a particular warlock at this time. And I'm going to give you some ways that you can figure out if your man is one too. Okay? I started dealing with this guy. And we known of each other from like my 7th grade year. Now, I don't know what schools he was in. I don't know, I don't know what grade he was in, but I was like in the 7th or 8th grade. And how I met him was his mom was dating my friend's mom. Like my friend's dad or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was. My friend's dad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm out here getting my walk also. But nonetheless, that was how that was or whatever. And I see him again, I think, when I was in high school. We didn't go to the same high school. He says that we did, but I don't know. So I think he did go, but then he got kicked out really early on. So I don't really know what happened with that. But I don't really remember this kid. Now, it's 20 years later. I see him, and he's trying to talk to me, but I'm married. But me and my husband at the time are going through some really tough times where we wasn't together. So I allowed to take me on a date and I think it was Valentine's Day. So we were supposed to go to dinner and a movie. We never made it to the movie. It started to snow like real bad. It was like almost a blizzard, a 98 type bad out there. So I just basically was like, yeah, let me go home or whatever. And I wound up going home. We went to this restaurant, this Brazilian restaurant, and we ate and everything was cool. And I remember us skipping out on the bill. I swear, I remember us giving out on the bill. Now that should have been my first telltale sign, but y'all know your girl be straight up lunchbox. I be straight up slow with it, So nonetheless, I asked him to take me home because the snow was really, really bad. And he did. But I don't all the way remember. But he was kind of like dipping, He was dipping. And I was like, yeah, I got home safe. And that was it. I would go to sleep and nothing, right? So the next day, around the evening time, he gives me a call. I'm chilling. I done put my kids to bed. I'm chilling. He gives me a call. And he's like, oh, can I come through? And I'm like, nah, my kids are here. And he like, what? And I don't know how that ended, but I know it didn't end well. And I was just laughing when I got off the phone with him, like, he thought he was going to get some coochie because we went on a date. But I wound up not talking to him no more because I had put up a picture on Instagram of myself. And the caption was, boy, you wish I was your pound cake. Yeah, I used to be real spicy. Or at least I thought I was. Probably was just super duper corny. Who knows? But that was the caption. So he writes underneath my picture, yeah, right, or something crazy to that effect. And I blocked him. In the midst of me blocking him, I guess he went to, prison or whatever. Don't really know. I see him again. we see each other. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm with somebody. And I was at this time, I'm single, okay? My husband doesn't live with me. We are in separate homes. And I'm just out here thinking that I can just do whatever I want to do. Not really understanding that I probably should have healed. I probably should have got myself together. And y'all, when I say I was a mess, I was a really hot mess, okay? But nonetheless, I'm out with a man that I don't want nothing with me serious, and I don't want nothing with him serious. We just know that we both link up and we have a good time together. And he never, ever made me feel any type of way. He always had money. Like he would take me on nice dates. It wasn't always like the same stuff. We would go, like, he loved Taco Tuesdays, because back then I used to drink and bar hop a lot. So we would go to this bar every Taco Tuesday. We would get real drunk and have a good time or whatever. And he took me to concerts. Like, we really was outside together. Like, we really damn near was a it couple. But I think he wanted something more with me. At the time, I probably I think other people was telling him, like, oh, she gonna go back to her husband. I don't know that to be true, but that's what I heard. So I don't know. But that's enough on that. Because, yeah. But anyway, so now I see him again, and by this time, I'm a little bit more calmed down, because I'm really trying to make money. So at this time, I'm in the shop with my cousin. I'm trying to build a clientele so I don't gotta go back to work. I had a lot of money that year, like, saved up. I had like over 20 grand saved up. So I had paid my rent for the year. And after I paid my rent and my bill, like my car note I think I paid my car note for like 6 months. I paid my insurance for the rest of the year. I had like $20,000 left over. So I basically was living off of that. And I was working with my cousin. Like, she paid me or whatever, but that was like eat out money, go out money with my cousin and stuff like that. Like, cause we used to be outside too, child. But that was what I was doing. So I'm not worried about no man. I'm finally starting to grow up a little bit. I'm at this point where I'm kind of like I'm starting to see a lot of conversations on YouTube and Instagram about decentering men. It kind of is that era for me. And this is when my healing journey started, And I always say, and I'm going to keep saying, that healing is not linear. So, it is what it is. But nonetheless, what happened was, he calls me one day. I'm sitting in my car, I'm letting my car heat up. I'm about to pull off. And from the shop one night, and he's like, well, he answers the phone like this, y'all, real sassy. Well, hello, how are you? I say, hey, how you doing? He said, yeah, the phone goes both ways. And I say, oh, okay, well, what's up? How you feeling? How you been? What's new with you? He proceeds to say whatever he's saying, but basically he wanted to see me. So fast forward, y'all. Let's go back a little bit. Not fast forward. Let's go back a little bit. The man had told me that he had a girlfriend, and I think I forgot. So I didn't even use my arsenal that I had in the clip when this nigga called me, like, why you ain't calling me, blah, 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 blah. Alright, no problem. This is why I be telling y'all, like, I was a pick-me, because I think I just went because he asked me to come. Like, and I wasn't really talking to nobody at the time. Like, I just had my little guy that I would go on dates with. Like, if he was going to an event, he picked me to be the like basically the candy on his arm. And I already know how that works from working in a club and stuff like that. So I just kind of fell into that, and I always would have a good time. It was a way to get dressed up, do my makeup. Like, he usually would pay for my outfit or my nails. Girl, we had a great time, okay? It was a good time. But yeah, it was a way for me to get outside, because I don't really hang with a lot of people. So the most going outside I probably ever did was with a man and his squad, his friends, you know. So yeah, anyway, so now I'm not really tripping for real, but I went, and when I went to meet up with him, I had parked my car, I get in his car. So we just driving around. He trying to make himself look important, which is weird, instead of sitting and talking to me. And then he says he gotta get, you know how niggas is. I don't know if y'all know, but Philly niggas is some of the funniest niggas, okay? But he gotta jump on the car. He gotta talk to everybody. Every block we go down, I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, it was really weird. But at the time, I didn't know that he was trying to make it seem like he wanted to spend time with me. And as long as I'm in his presence, he can see me. He can blast his music, not really talk to me, and I get to know me, but take up my time, because he knows that for real, he got no business with me. That's what a warlock will do. A warlock will immediately come in and try to take up all your time, because they don't want nobody else to get you or get in your ear. They're on assignment, so they gotta keep you wrapped up in their world, okay? So that's one of the first things that I really noticed. He always wanted to be around. Now, when he didn't want to be around, I'm a Sagittarius, y'all. I don't care. I'm a clingy Sagittarius, but I gotta really love you for that, for me to get to that. I gotta like something you do for me. Yeah, like you gotta be a little different for me to be clingy, you know? So when people don't want to be around me, I really do be happy, because I get to go be by myself, do something by myself, think, you know? So now, oh my God, I'm walking up this hill. Now he says to me, oh, thank you, Lord. I just found $1, y'all, on my walk. So now he says to me, oh, I gotta get my daughter. And I'm like, huh? He like, my girlfriend's daughter. I gotta get my girlfriend's daughter from dance. So immediately, I'm like, okay, take me back to my car, and we'll go from there. And he proceeds to do so. So I'm not calling, I'm not texting, I'm not even worried about the next link, because to me, something off with the nigga. I already felt it, but I couldn't. I was not really in the mode of even trying to figure out what was, because I didn't really like him like that. So now we go ahead and let's fast forward a little bit. So we go ahead and we are seeing each other. So one night I'm supposed to be going out with some new girlfriends that I had met from working in the shop, and they was just like, oh, Tracey, pop out, da 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 da, you know. So back then, I think it was if you was a bad bitch and you probably could have tricked niggas with a couple dollars to the section, then you could come. Does that mean we like you or we get along with you? Fuck no. Excuse me, but no. I just want somebody to understand, women are strategic too. Women are wolves too. Anyway, so I wound up going out with him. And I wound up going out with him and his play sister, one of his play sisters. He had a bunch of them, child. So go out, and I'm trying to figure out why she there, but they know if they present it like sister, brother, then I'm gonna be more acceptable to it. Thing number 2, always got you in triangulation. Always got you wrapped up in a triangle with an ugly raccoon looking ass bitch. Always. You best to believe it. Nigga always trying to humble you with somebody that wants to be you. Right? Yeah, let that sink in. So, go ahead. That didn't really goes down. We're dating at this point. We're dating. I'm spending the night at his house. He knows where I live. We're dating at this point. So, he tells me that he has a baby on the way. Goodness gracious. And y'all gonna like this one. Not only does he have a baby on the way, that he's not with the mom. They was only messing with each other for 2 weeks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Me and him had stopped talking because he said some dumb stuff to me one night. And I don't know, y'all, if I was tripping or overreacting, but I hung up on him and blocked him because he was talking about domestic violence towards me. And I really didn't understand what I did to warrant that. Thing number 3, control. Everything is about control. So now I'm going ahead and we start talking again. But when we start talking again, he proceeds to tell me, oh, I got a baby on the way. Me and the mom ain't together. So, whoop-de-whoop, choo-de-choo. My big dumb so says, okay. And I stay. So now, the girl has the baby. The baby is coming around. I think him and his mom, they did their thing with it. Anyway, we are in a very serious relationship at this point. Very serious. Like, my kids is spending the night over there. It's real serious to me because before he wasn't around my kids. And he worked his way through that too because I was not really totally ready for that. But yeah, they gonna weasel their way in. You gonna notice like how fast things move. Like you gonna think that you're just in love. Like, oh, this must be real because nobody else wanted to do this with me this fast. Yeah. And it keeps happening. Like, maybe you get away from one warlock and you get with another warlock. You really gotta go sit down somewhere, sis. I hate to tell you, it starts and it stops with you. Like, you're not gonna stop attracting the same demon until you go heal some parts of yourself. You gotta go through shadow work. So, yeah. I'm trying not to walk so fast. I think I'm gonna take a little sit down over here. But yeah. So the next thing is we gotta go back to the sisters thing, y'all. So he had this large group of friends. Supposedly, some of them was cousins and siblings, and he supposedly grew up with them, right? That's not neither here nor there. I don't like the people that call each other brother and sister, but they know that they liked each other back in the day, or they even had sex with each other, y'all are frauds. I hate the play cousin stuff. I hate it because it really doesn't explain why some of y'all be acting the way that you do. Now, if it's healthy, fine, but let's be real, it's never healthy. Shoot, some of your real cousins was doing stuff that they shouldn't have been doing or whatever, so it's never like a healthy situation. So yeah, sorry, my walk, I gotta watch myself, so yeah, so now I realized, like, I was really dumb with this. So when that didn't make me go ahead and leave him, the next thing came out, which was he and one of my cousins had smashed. So now I'm just like, okay. And this happens like months down, and we're just kind of like locked in at this point. And I don't know why I was like so gung-ho over this man, because he really didn't treat me right. It was weird. So that's another way that you gonna be able to know, like, you just stupid over this person, and usually you got way more discernment, and you don't even operate like that for people. So yeah. So now both baby moms was in some type of, like, they both lunged at me to, like, oh, get that bitch, da, 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 da. Mind you, he's fighting them. One situation, I'm trying to get him off of her, because, like, I got horrible flashbacks, and I'm like, I'm not about to sit and let this man just hit this woman, like, and he's hitting on her because he knows that he's going to be protected by the other women that's there. And then that's another thing too, like, that goes back to triangulation. I noticed with this guy, a lot of times we was in situations that could have got me hurt because he was playing around with people's feelings. And, you know, I'm all you know, don't really know what's going on. And he's had sex with everybody. He's been in people's homes. So really, I was out here looking like a straight up dummy. And thank God I'm so low key, like, that I was able to live down that. But you know how your Instagram just start popping out of nowhere, and you don't know where these people came from? Yeah, your nigga is probably out having sex with them. Because, like, if you post a picture with me, and it's like, damn, how he get a baddie? Ninja Turtle looking at, you know, like, how he get one? Now everybody likes the picture, but now they want to see who this baddie is. They want to know who she is. They want to know why is she on your arm, because they know you not worthy. So, and some of y'all are so pretty, and y'all, it's not just even that you're pretty, it's like you really got a nice personality. Because, you know, people say, like, the pretty girls is mean or whatever. Nobody's mean. I just don't have I don't have tolerance levels for you. You know? And you think you about to play with me, and you not. You definitely not. So that be what that be about. But yeah. I'm trying to figure out a way how I want to end this. I'm trying to think how we gonna bang this one out. So the last thing that like I said before with the control, it wasn't enough to just control me. It was also control to a demise type of situation. Like, I want her money. I want her creative ideas. It was kind of giving Sinners. at the end when the bull was like, I want your creative ideas. I want, like, it was giving that energy. When I would get around him, I would be sleepy, y'all. Sleep. I mean, hours on end. And, you know, I never understood why. I used to be like, oh, I was so stupid that I said, oh, I feel peace around him. Because I was, you know, low-key, I was in love. I guess that's what we gonna call it. Because I was doing stuff, you know, trying to get him to see that I was worthy. Because he had diminished me so much. Like, he had done so much to me, y'all. Just to try to, like, make me feel like I wasn't it. And I don't know how I got out that job, but I'm grateful that I did. I'm grateful that I did. And it took me a long time. This man was putting guns to my head. I'm sorry, it's a train truck going past. Put a gun to my head, choked me until I blacked out, told me he was gonna throw me in the river, all types of stuff, y'all. It took me just 6 months to, you know, have a routine and go back to sleep at a regular hour. And I don't think people, like, really talk about the trauma that you get from domestic violence relationships. And one of the things that really, like, helped me, it catapulted my healing because I just was, like, so tired. I remember just crying one day. All I could do was just sit there. I couldn't even make sound. Like, I didn't have words. Dealing with a warlock, somebody that just drains your energy, tries to put you down when you trying to just stay lifted above water. Don't really help to no causes about you. Always seem to be around for anything that they can probably prosper off of, but never really actually put into you. Yeah. Let that go. I pray that you get out that situation. And I pray that you know, like, it's okay. You don't have to be like, oh, it's my fault. Yeah, we know that already. Now let's think about how we get away from this person. And I promise you, if you just start to, like, really think about how your happiness does not, your happiness, your healing actually triggers someone else's process. When you think about it like that, then things start to work out differently. So I'm going to end this one right here, pretty girls. But I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.